Good morning, everybody. So, again, new day. Today we are at the moment in a place just outside of Novaci, at the end of the Transalpina, high upper road. This was our accommodation for the day. Show you our room. That was our room in there, and our bikes were safely parked over here. So, anyway. What's the plan today? Today we head towards a place called Sibiu. So yesterday, just to give you an idea of the route we're doing, is that yesterday we went north to south on the Transalpina. It's basically a straight, well, it's not a straight road, there are like a million curves, but it's pretty much north to south direction. Today we're heading back north all the way, but not through the Transalpina, but through another road, which is just parallel to the Transalpina, towards, as I said, the town of Sibiu. There we'll visit the town itself. It should be an interesting little town, and we're also meeting there a new friend of ours who happens to be Romanian, who lives in Malta, back in my home country. He happens to be from Brașov, which is in this area, and he happens to be here on holiday himself with his motorbike. So we decided to meet up, spend a couple of days together, and he'll show us around the place. So we're meeting him for lunch, so soon we have to shoot off. And what else? Yes, then after lunch we'll head to our final destination of the day, which is northeast of Sibiu, and our final destination is called Sighisoara, which should also be an interesting medieval town, so I'm looking forward to that as well. And then the day after is the big day. Is it? No, not the day after. The day after we just go a bit further south to the beginning of the Transfagarasan to do that on Saturday. So stay tuned. Okay, off we go. Just giving a bit of time for the engine to warm up. And we'll see what the day has in store for us. Not sure on the type of riding and the roads. But I'm not expecting anything super exciting like yesterday, but it's fine. We had our fill and we still have more to come. Okay, engine warm, off we go. So we're now around an hour into our ride of the day, so well, at least 1/3 of the way to Sibiu. We're still on time, actually got plenty of it. Riding in Romania is just a pleasure. Today's road was
didn't have much expectations for it. As you can see, it's just a national road, but it's still enjoyable, you know. It's a windy road passing through some forests and some pretty villages, so it's still fun. And after all the curves of yesterday, I don't mind some easygoing riding. Though now it's time to look for some place to get ourselves some coffee and maybe a bite to eat, just to keep us going. So as you saw, common sight on Romanian roads is, or rather are, horse-drawn carriages, which are very, very typical. Of course, what comes from that is also horse droppings on the road. So one should keep an eye open, I suppose, for horse droppings, to use the politically correct word like there, because obviously that can be very, very slippery. Some more horses. Okay, there's a dam here, this artificial lake. It's quite nice actually. Maybe find a spot to get a photo done. So by the way, just to give you an idea about the road we're driving on, as explained this morning, we're basically heading south to north, and by way of location we have the Transalpina running parallel to this road on our left, and the Transfagarasan is here to our right. So Transalpina over there, Transfagarasan over there, two of the best roads in the world. So we're now approaching Sibiu. I think we're on the outskirts. and our friend Mihai sent us the location, which should be a nice typical place. I think it's just on the outskirts of Sibiu. So let's see what we have waiting for us. Hi. For the restaurant. Keep going down.
100 meters.
Thank you.
It's not museum, only
Restaurant.
restaurant.
Yes.
Back. Please.
Thank you. Okay. Seems like a nice place. Thank you. So apparently there's some museum. Not quite sure which one it is. Okay, this is the village, I think. Lovely. There's I think like reconstruction of a typical village, and we should have arrived. And that must be the restaurant. Not seeing other motorbikes though. Okay, I'll show you later. Ciao. So we are here in or just outside Sibiu, and we had lunch at a restaurant back there where we met our friend Mikael and his friend, and now we're walking around this museum. Actually, it's called the Astra Museum, and as you can see, it's basically an ethnographical museum to celebrate the cultural identity of Romanians. We have a lot of reconstructions or houses, old houses, which have been taken from all over the country and brought here together and built this old village, which is not old, of course, to basically show all the different architectural styles and the way of life of Romanian people. The park opened around 1905, so it's not that new per se, but it's quite an interesting visit. So if you're around Sibiu, make sure you come here to have a walk around, because it's very interesting. Ciao. So, still in Astra, and now we're in one of the buildings. In this case, as you can notice from the barrels behind me, this was a house which was used for making wine. So the house, as I was explaining before, was actually not originally placed here. I'll show you from outside. This one is a stone building, unlike the thatched huts over there. And actually, here in the picture, you can see the actual house in its original location. And it was basically brought here and rebuilt stone by stone, which is quite interesting. So, as I said, the type of architecture in this place and the type of buildings varies a lot, not only by way of the type of architecture but also by way of like the historical backgrounds to these. Fortunately, one can't go into most of the buildings, but it's fine. Okay, so one last shot from this beautiful place. Actually, behind me there's a lake which one could go around as well, but here we find as well some interesting windmills, of course, which were very important to harbor the energy of the wind and the grain and the flour and all that. But anyway, it's time to leave here. Our Romanian friends have indicated a nice ride, not far away from here, so we'll go and do that. We actually changed plans because we were meant to go to not Sighisoara, apparently it's called Sighisoara. We're not going there. I'm a bit tired, but it's fine. But instead, we're gonna stay in town in Sibiu here. Apparently there's a film festival going on, so the night in the town should be quite interesting. But anyway, that's for later. Now we shoot off on the motorbikes. Okay, we're back on the bikes, ready to go. Mihai, our Romanian friend, is ahead of us, and we're gonna see him soon, and he's coming on the ride with us, so it should be great because ride with the locals, ride like the locals. Okay, off we go. That's me, hi.
Yes, what do you have? You have it on the GPS?
Say hello.
You have it on the GPS?
Yes.
You have it, so we follow you?